Once upon a time, in a quiet town surrounded by green hills, there lived a young man named Elias. He was 22, a dreamer, an artist, and a believer that colors could speak where words could not. Each morning, he woke with paint on his hands and hope in his eyes. He painted the sunrise, the rain, and everything in between, because to him, art was the language of the soul. But one summer, a grand art exhibition came to the city nearby. For weeks, Elias worked tirelessly on his masterpiece, a child standing in the rain, reaching toward a single ray of sunlight. He called it hope. When the day arrived, he carried his painting through the busy streets, heart trembling with excitement. But inside the exhibition hall, no one stopped to look. The judges walked past without a glance. Some whispered, "Too simple." Elias stood frozen, surrounded by bright lights and noise that suddenly felt far away. That night, he walked home under gray skies, carrying his painting and the quiet ache of a dream that had fallen. After the exhibition, the days felt heavier. Elias no longer woke with paint on his hands or light in his eyes. The brushes stayed dry, the colors untouched. When he walked through town, people greeted him kindly, but behind their smiles he heard whispers. Such promise, they said. A shame it didn't work out. Their voices weren't cruel, but they echoed in his mind like shadows. He began to avoid them, the markets, the cafes, the places that once inspired him. Each corner of the town reminded him of what he had lost. At night, Elias lay awake, staring at the ceiling. He replayed every moment of that day, the judges walking past, the laughter, the lights that felt too bright. He thought, maybe I wasn't meant for this. Maybe dreams are only for the lucky. Outside, life moved on. Children laughed, doors opened, the world kept spinning. But inside Elias's small apartment, time stood still. He had fallen, not from a ladder or a mountain, but from his own hope, and that kind of fall leaves no visible scar, only silence. He didn't know it yet, but sometimes silence is where a new story begins. Weeks passed, and Elias drifted through his days like a shadow. One gray afternoon, as he walked home from the bookstore, a faint scent of wood and varnish caught his attention. He stopped before an old workshop tucked between two buildings. Inside, an elderly man sat carving a small bird from cedar, his hands slow but steady. Elias watched quietly, something stirring within him. The man looked up and smiled. Few stop to watch anymore, he said kindly. Most hurry past beauty without seeing it. Elias hesitated. I used to paint, he whispered, but I lost my purpose. The old man studied him for a moment and replied, lost or just misplaced? Something in his calm voice touched Elias's heart. A spark, fragile but alive, flickered back to life. Soft piano fades. The next morning, Elias returned to the workshop. Mr. Rowan greeted him with a calm smile and handed him a small clay pot. A thin crack ran down its side. Take this pot, he said. Fill it with water from the stream behind the workshop and bring it back to me. Elias obeyed, but as he walked, water trickled through the crack, leaving a trail behind him. By the time he returned, half the water was gone. I'm sorry, Elias said softly. It kept leaking. Mr. Rowan pointed to the path. And yet, look, along the trail, bright flowers bloomed where the water had fallen. Elias stared in silence, realizing that even something broken could still give life.